How did you come into into this tape?
You know, it is amazing how Kenyans think. For the first time ever, I mean, since John Gidongo, but for the first time ever, as far as Parliament is concerned, and everybody has been talking about integrity issues, about Parliament, suspicions, speculation. But for the first time ever, you got a lead. You got a lead on record. So rather than worry about where was it recorded, who was there, why don't you interrogate the content of this lead?
But were these people aware they were being recorded?
That is not an issue. What the
I should think it is an issue.
What the issue is, and this is what I made very clear even to the Powers and Privileges Committee, when it comes to matters of integrity, when it comes to matters of the fight against corruption, economic crimes, it does not matter what or how you got the information. What matters that you got the information.
But as a lawyer, I'm sure you have problems about admissibility and how you obtained evidence, right?
Fortunately, where we are right now, we are not in a court of law.
Yes.
Should this matter end up in a court of law, then those issues can be prosecuted in a court of law. But for now, Parliament has instituted an investigation.
How can you talk about integrity when you're presenting a tape whose source is suspect? It's questionable.
I have really any doubts. I have no doubts about the integrity of this source. The questions you should be asking are, can you hear voices on this recording? Yes. Can you identify these voices? Yes. Can you pick anything that could aid this investigation? Yes. For me, those should really be the fundamental questions. But and can this information be useful in resolving this particular matter and the bigger issues of integrity around the House? My answer definitely is yes.
Resolving this particular matter means exonerating you?
No. In fact, if you look at the proceedings of the committee today, the chairman of the committee, Honorable Chiboy, made it absolutely crystal clear that number one, Ababu-Namwamba is not on trial. Number two, Ababu-Namwamba is not under investigation. Number three,
that may well be so.
There are absolutely no accusations. This whole thing...
There have been accusations, Honorable Namwamba, that you did take a bribe.
There has been no accusation on record. And you see, the good thing is that due process does not proceed on the basis of rumor. Due process is not built on the basis of innuendo or what goes on in the media. Due process is based on certain irreducible minimums.
Okay.
Among those minimums is that if you have an accusation against myself, you go to place it on record, and then you have to back it up.
Was this
on the record of the Powers and Privileges Committee, as confirmed by the chairman of that committee, there is no accusation against me.
Let me ask you direct questions now. Hang on, Honorable Namwamba.
Yes.
Was this tape edited? Because what you presented today was about 15 minutes.
Yes.
But the original tape was said to be at least 22 minutes.
Now, who knows about the original tape? Did you listen to the original tape? Did you have access to the original tape?
Did you have access to the original tape? Maybe I should ask you that.
I have access to the original tape. The original tape is in self-custody.
Is it the same as what was presented today?
And this is a copy of the original.
Is it an edited copy?
It's not.
It is the exact same original. Did you record your meeting with Raila Odinga?
We have a recording of a confession. This was not a meeting, in fact.
No, hang on. Did you record it? Yes or no?
Let me make it absolutely clear that there is a recording. Who did that recording, where that recording was done, for now really is not material.
So you can't confirm or deny that you taped this?
I believe that that information is not material. That information is not material. What is material is the content of this tape.
In the content of this tape.
And how it can contribute to resolving this matter.
In the content of this tape, for instance, Honorable Samuel Arama says that he did receive 200,000 shillings. Is this widespread practice in Parliament?
My brother, as far as I'm concerned, Parliament has made the decision to interrogate its integrity. And in that mission, I believe that Parliament should be able to utilize any scrap of information, any scrap of evidence.
You're evading the question.
I'm not evading the,
I asked, based on your experience, this is not your first time in Parliament. Is it a widespread practice?
This is the first time we have evidence on record. This is the first time we have evidence on record.
And how come this evidence miraculously shows up when there's accusations against you? Maybe not on record, but they have been made in the media and elsewhere.
You see, one thing you really needed to get out of the air, and I wish that we were paying due regard to due process. there is no accusation against me other than what is in the air or what is being spewed in the media. There is no accusation against me on record. Among the things I have insisted even to the Powers and Privileges Committee is that if anybody has any accusation against me, let them come forth, let them put it on record. So far, there is nothing. And we are saying if there are issues of integrity within the Public Accounts Committee, then let us put together some information that can help this committee to interrogate this matter. And I'm saying among the information we now have in our possession is this recording. And by the way, this recording is not the only piece of evidence. I tabled a host of other pieces of evidence.
Perhaps the most let
us not isolate the recording.
Okay.
There's a lot of other pieces of evidence.
Have you carried out your mandate as PSC chairman in an absolutely straightforward manner?
Impeccably. And that's why I have insisted. If you have looked at my submissions to this committee, submissions to the Speaker, and even submissions on the floor of Parliament, I've always insisted if you want to pass a verdict on this committee, look at its product. Okay. Look at the work this committee has been able to do.
Have you ever, in the course of your mandate as PSC chairman, taken a bribe?
Never. Never. I have never taken a bribe. I have absolutely no intention of taking a bribe, either in PSC or in relation to any other matter.
Did Mutai Ringo or any of his associates or proxies give a bribe to any members of the PSC?
According to the records in our possession, there definitely were attempts to compromise some members of the committee.
What is known to you?
The information came to me much later, and all that information is now available to the Powers and Privileges Committee.
Do you believe, even without evidence, that there are any members of your committee could have taken a bribe at any point during your investigation?
The question of bribery,
yes,
the question of corruption is a very serious matter. This is not a matter to just go throwing around or speculating around or rumor mongering around. These are serious economic crimes. It is not about belief. It is about evidence. And we are saying that in this case, because questions have been raised, we are saying, let us gather as much evidence as possible. And that's why over the last 3 weeks, I have been insistent that if anybody has any evidence linking me to any impropriety, bring it on board. And one of the things
would you go ahead of the story and table bank accounts, any bank accounts that are associated with you?
So of course.
And can you defend any monies that have come to you
absolutely
over the course of that period?
To a single cent, And I have made it very clear, by the way, you may not know this, that when this whole matter blew up, I offered to place myself at the disposal of any investigative agency, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, the Director of Public Prosecutions. I would be available to cooperate with any agency on this matter.
In the course of a conversation, you have not stated whether you knew any members of your committee had been influenced or otherwise bribed to change what you had already discussed or agreed on.
You know, Larry, in the course of conducting any investigation, there are many interests at play. And let me tell you, it takes a lot of strength of character to stand up to the truth and to what is factual and what is real. I believe that all the 4 reports that have ever been tabled in Parliament by the Public Accounts Committee meet the highest possible standards of integrity and remaining faithful.
So you have never before had to change a report before it was tabled?
Never. Our reports are as factual and as faithful as possible to the facts and the evidence presented.
Was this entire process in those 4 reports free of bribery, free of corruption?
You know, what goes on, they say that even the devil knows not what goes on in a man's mind, Larry, and you know that. What people may be doing in the back rooms or behind closed doors, I may not know. What I know for sure, that as chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, I have defended the integrity of our work.
A lot of the reporting around this, we've come up with something we're calling the axis of bribery, and all of the key people here, the brokers and all other actors in this accusations. Are you aware of any of these people, Mutai Ringo, his agents, etc.?
Of course, in the course when this whole matter erupted, my concern was to try to get to the root of it. And I've also been conducting a lot of my own investigations. And I have been able, for instance, to sort of locate the source of this whole mess.
Where was the source?
I've been able to find out that, one, the work that the committee was seized of attracted a lot of interest. at 2 levels.
Which is predictably because of the nature of the work
the nature of the work that we do matter.
You're not saying exactly what I want you to say or
but
what we're trying to get
I can't say, Larry, what you want to say.
Can you give us a sense?
I can't say what you want me to say. I can only say what I know.
But Kenyans will be interested to know if you say in the course of your investigation you have located where they
came
from.
In the course of my investigation, I have confirmed that certain interests made effort to influence the end to that investigation.
Were this interest in government or outside government?
Of course in government. And when you look at the recording, for instance, it is very clear, a member confirming that they were approached by a high-ranking government official.
All right.
A high-ranking government official that was right at the center of that investigation. The second issue, Larry, which is fundamental, is the work that is currently before the committee. 2 of them are of particular importance. One is the IEBC. This committee had done considerable work in terms of preliminary investigations. My investigation tells me that someone somewhere must have decided Isaac Hassan cannot appear before PAC when he's facing IEBC, when he's facing ESCC over Chicken Gate. So this matter of IEBC, I believe, is also a source of some very powerful interests.
Are you insinuating that Isaac Hassan...
I am not insinuating anything.
Okay.
I'm simply saying there must be forces who are keen to ensure that this IEBC investigation does not proceed. The second one is the judiciary.
Yes.
Again, when you look at our schedule of work, you will see that around the time when this whole mess erupted, we were just about to complete and adopt the report on the judiciary. Someone somewhere seems hell-bent to ensure that this committee never gets that report.